All right. How's it going? Here we are. The Breezy Boys.
Back in action.
Back in action.
Breezy Boys back in action.
At it again.
Here we are.
Oh boy. Here we go.
For this
podcasting again.
I didn't even label the stream correctly. This is like episode 8 or something.
Oh. Are we? That
seven,
far? Seven, but you put 8.
No, I think it's labeled 6.
Oh.
Or maybe even 5.
Who knows? Who cares?
Yeah, I don't care.
It's going to be confusing if you go back and watch, but yeah, whatever. All right.
We're
Episode 6 or 7 or 8 or whatever we're on. Who knows? And we're just rolling into this one.
And there goes Spike.
Yep, by Spike. But yeah, what are we doing today?
We're doing a couple things. Sorry, I forgot to hit record. Yeah, we're doing a couple different things. We're recording.
Do you want to start over?
Yeah, fuck it.
Hey, what's up?
Back at it.
Breezy Boys podcast. Here we are again with Breezy Boys with a Vengeance.
Breezy Boys with a Vengeance.
That's right.
We're back again. And
we forgot to hit record at the start again, but that's okay.
So, hey, it happens.
Yeah.
We all make mistakes.
Yeah. If you're only watching the recording of this, we got through an hour before we remembered we hit record, and we had a whole thing done. And
there's actually a hidden episode.
Yeah, it was wild.
Which only
we had special guests and everything.
Yeah, Will Smith was here.
Ryan Reynolds.
Yeah, it was wild.
Yeah. But they had to go.
Yeah, they couldn't be here for the entire.
Yeah.
Obviously, they're
and
busy,
we didn't record it.
Busy people.
But,
yeah, but I forgot to hit record on that occasion as well.
That's all right. We'll. I'm sure they'll come back.
Yeah. Yeah.
Anyway, but so this is what we're stuck with.
It's us.
What are we starting with? What do you want to do?
First off, I was thinking
we could talk the weather.
Well, there's always the weather.
There's always the weather.
It's fucking windy out.
It is.
It's
this is it's my go-to conversation with your grandparents or anybody that you're if you run out of stuff to talk about, you just start talking about the weather.
Did we run out of stuff to talk about this early?
Just right at the start.
Right at the start. Not even one topic.
We just go straight to the weather. Yeah, welcome to the Breezy Boys podcast. We're just going to talk about the weather for 45 minutes.
I mean, who wouldn't want to?
Yeah. I mean, it kind of matches Breezy Boys, and it is breezy out there.
It's breezy
for sure. Snow blowing around, and I got out to my car, and I was like, nope, not happening. So I took the dog sled today. Yeah.
That works.
Yeah, it does. It took a little bit longer, and it had a collision. Not me, but two of my dogs, because the snow was blowing all over, and they couldn't really see, and one tried to go left and one tried to go right, and they hit each other. So I had to stop for a bit, and I had to sort that out. And concussion protocol, I had to.
Yeah.
Had to.
How many fingers are you
check them out? Yeah, exactly. They
go through the
bark for each finger that they see, and
they didn't even know that before.
And then ultimately, they wanted to go back in, but protocol says it's my call. I had to take them out. And they're angry at me, but because little known fact, dog sledding uses the same concussion protocol as the NFL, so
it's I believe
they take that shit seriously.
It's big head injuries.
So I told them they had to sit it out, and because they were not into a condition, not in a condition to decide for themselves. Also, they're dogs, so they don't know what a concussion is. And anyway, but we got here.
That's fair.
Yeah.
Yeah. Do you have anything to say about dog sledding?
Spike. Ex dog sled champ.
No, that is a no from Spike.
Yeah.
Spike's actually our producer today.
Mm-hmm.
We had to say goodbye to another producer.
That's right.
So we're back down to
Kicked his ass right out.
How many people we have on staff now?
I don't know.
I think it's just us.
Yeah.
Which explains
Thought we
the
had
one
more,
camera
but they didn't
setup.
show up today, so
Yeah.
yeah. Not even the catering.
Yeah, the catering didn't even show.
Yeah. That's
I'm surprised we're even legally allowed to still be running.
Yeah. But we're doing it. All right. Enough chit chat. Let's get right down to it.
Let's right down to it.
Down to business.
All right. Well, something I wanted to talk about quick was concert ticket prices.
Yeah.
They're too damn high.
Too damn high.
And
way too high. And yeah, we're kind of like I had some tickets to a few things coming up, and now like stuff's getting canceled again, and a couple are like delayed but might end up getting canceled, and
yeah,
it's nuts.
It's nuts. And you're an avid concert goer.
Yeah. Haven't been able to go to too many as of late, unfortunately, but it's the way things are, but yeah, it's too bad. And like probably hard on musicians too. Like I know a lot of their money they make from touring, right? They don't make like as much from album sales unless you're maybe like really, really big, but yeah, but the tickets too damn high, and they're probably like higher now too.
Yeah,
because guys haven't been touring for a while.
Yeah. Oh, exactly.
I really like. I like when someone comes and like tickets aren't that high, like $30 or $40 or something like that, right? And kind of like, man, I respect that. Like, I really hope if I was ever in that position, and I was like pretty stable financially, that I wouldn't be greedy and just, Spike, what are you doing? What is this?
Don't you know we're running a show here?
God, you're on thin ice, buddy.
This close.
Yeah. But
send you to the glue factory.
That's right.
That's what they do with dogs, right?
Probably. Yeah. There's different kinds of glue out there. I'm sure not all glue is made from horses.
Oh no.
Sure there's.
Yeah. A lot of people are kind of against horse glue nowadays.
Yeah.
Which is kind of rightfully
Cow
so.
glue's where it's at.
Exactly.
Sure, you can make glue from other.
That's probably
bovine
Elmer's
creatures. What?
Elmer's?
What?
Glue?
What's that?
Elmer's glue?
Is that a glue?
Yeah, it's a brand of glue.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah.
I'm not familiar with my
Elmer,
glue.
like Farmer Elmer? Farmer Elmer?
Farmer Elmer.
Like
it's called Farmer Elmer's?
No.
Oh. Yeah.
It's just Elmer's glue.
I was like, if it had farmer in the brand name, there's definitely animal in there.
Yeah, farmer.
It's like hooves,
Elmer.
I think, right? Is like
the
idea, right?
Yeah.
So I'm sure you could use like any bovine creature. Zebras.
Are you bovine, Spike?
Do you have hooves? Anyway. Where were we?
Oh yeah, back to the goddamn concert ticket.
Too damn high.
Yeah, too damn high.
Way too damn high.
Do you remember?
Any rock stars are watching this. Your tickets are too damn high.
It's true. It's probably.
I'm not sure if you know that or not, but
a lot of it's scalpers. Like
that drives that. Even like, I mean, I just buy.
Oh, there's still
tickets through like Ticketmaster and shit like that, and
like the newer venues are always more expensive, which sucks.
It's true.
Makes it difficult. But
Yeah.
yeah. Speaking of venues, uh, football venue.
Football.
What's your picks for football Super Bowl?
What does that have to do with venue?
I don't know. I'm
The
bad at
football
segues.
venue. Where is the Super Bowl this year?
I don't know.
A good question. I don't know. So I was like, my team Dallas was out early on. So I kind of haven't been paying too much attention, but we're down to we got the two teams going to the Super Bowl. I was kind of paying attention to the games yesterday. So it was LA Rams and San Francisco 49ers played each other. And LA Rams won. It was a pretty close game. I was like watching, and it was like, well, I was like half watching. I was like playing video games and like shit like that, but I just had it like on to check the score.
Oh, totally.
And it was like tied for a lot of it. And I like went to the bathroom and I came back and they were like interviewing the Rams quarterback. So I was like, oh shit, I guess they won.
Damn.
So, and then Cincinnati Bengals played Kansas City Chiefs, and Cincinnati won. And I don't know when the last time Cincinnati's been in the Super Bowl, so I think that one was a little bit of a shocker. That was pretty great.
Sure.
Both those games, I think I would have picked the other team, but
Hmm.
I mean, I haven't really been paying attention this year, so obviously Cincinnati's been having a good year. Anyway, so yeah, Cincinnati Bengals going to the Super Bowl to play the LA Rams. So I don't know. I would maybe pick the Rams there, but I'm just gonna go watch and drink beer,
That's fair.
yell at the TV.
I'm gonna probably go with Bengals.
Yeah, I'll probably like switch sides based on who's winning at the time.
Yeah. I mean, sports.
Yeah, sports. That's how it goes, right?
Yeah. See, I'm like, I've never
always side with the winner, and then you never lose.
Exactly.
Damn loyalty.
Yeah. I've never been much of a watcher of sports.
Yeah.
Played a lot of sports.
Yeah.
Never watched a ton of sports.
I was I had okay, I got to think about how this conversation went, cuz I had a really really interesting, I don't want to say heated conversation, but like it got I don't know what's the word, involved or where.
Yeah.
It was just like a good debate, right, between me and like one of my buddies from school, and who like you know, I like know a bit about sports, and he really didn't, but so I don't want to, you know, come off as cocky or nothing, but I was definitely right.
Mm-hmm.
And he didn't know shit. But anyway, so he like brought up the point, he was like, yeah, like in sports, like I don't know why teams don't just get players from like their home area, like their hometown or state or whatever, right? So like, you know, if you're playing for the New York Yankees, you're from New York. He's like, I think a lot of fans would love that. And I'm like, yeah, it's a cool idea. That is pretty sweet. But then like obviously it wouldn't really be fair. The southern US would just dominate football because it's way bigger there, right? So many guys like coming out of there growing up playing football. Obviously hockey would be, well, hockey's kind of well, not dominated by Canada, but like obviously bigger in Canada, but like the US teams wouldn't really have a lot of as good players. And then like where would the Russian players play, right? So like shit like that. So I was like, yeah, like it's interesting. And then he was kind of like, I was like, you know, with sports, like loyalty really lies with teams most of the time.
Yeah.
And he was like trying to convince me like it lied with like players, and I'm like, no, usually it's like most people have a team,
Yeah.
and that's like their team that they love, and when a player gets traded or something like that, they're like, oh, that guy's dead to me or whatever, right? Like not many people switch teams if like a player that they love like goes to another team.
Mm-hmm.
And but he was absolutely convinced that was not the case, and I'm like, you're entitled to your opinion, but you're fucking wrong.
You were 100% wrong in this instance.
Yeah, yeah. Most people definitely like they like to a fault, right? Like Chicago Cubs fans were like, loyal for years, and they were just it was like over 100 years or something they didn't win the World Series, right?
Yeah.
And every year they're just like, we're going all the way, baby. And it's like, man,
well, and you can even
what are you doing?
look at hockey and look at Oilers fans.
Oh yeah. Everyone in Edmonton, so many Oilers fans, except for the ones that like, I remember like kids like going to school, they're like diehard Oilers fans. They're like, yeah, they're the best, and they're like so loyal and whatever. And then like as they grew up, they like started picking different teams, and I'm like, you're kind of a fucking hypocrite, aren't you? You just like picked a different team because you're like, yeah, my team's not winning. So which is,
yeah,
I don't know, that's sports, that's fair, but can't convince me that like you're this diehard Oilers fan when shit's going bad and you kind of just like switch teams.
Oh, exactly.
So I kind of do respect the guys that are like in it for the long run. They're like, man, these guys have been shit for years, but I'm still with them. I respect loyalty.
That's fair. Yeah, exactly.
And that's all I have to say about that.
Cool. On the next
Putting
topic.
Spike to sleep.
Yeah.
Bored, man.
Look at him. Fix your collar here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Next topic.
You had mentioned Rainbow Six Siege.
Yeah. And like Extraction, right? Like Rainbow Six Extraction
not Siege.
has come out, and well, like kind of both, like they kind of go hand in hand. But we've been playing a lot of that.
Yeah.
And I've enjoyed it. It's
pretty fun so far.
Doesn't have a lot of content, so I hope they keep releasing stuff, adding stuff. But I'm just like desperate for good co-op games right now because there's not a lot out there.
Yeah.
So it's been really refreshing. It's been really cool.
Co-op, it's been really nice.
Yeah.
Yeah. You were thinking, you had an idea in mind here.
Yeah. So I was like, we're playing this game, and the idea with the game is it's all about like the characters, right? Like there's characters that you play as, and they've each got their own backstory and nickname and loadout. Like they each use their own like customized weapons and abilities and stuff like that, right? So all these characters are very, very unique. So I was like, man, if I was like in the Rainbow Six universe and I was like a character in these games, like what would that look like? What would I be called? What kind of equipment would I use? What would my whole thing be? And they're very like, their looks are kind of walk the line of like practical, like kind of real world military, and then just like start pushing like over the top a little bit. Like I remember neither of the Canadian characters are in Extraction. No. Which is bogus, man. Come on.
Yeah, it was a little disappointing for sure.
Especially because like I think the one, his ability set would have worked fine. The other one maybe not as much, but like I don't know, she was a defender, and there's still defense stuff. So
abilities to be in the game though too.
Yeah. But anyway, so like the Canadian characters in Siege, their look is very like they're in like full winter gear, and they got the like toques on, and all their stuff is like very cold weather, and I'm like, that's kind of what the world thinks of us. Like Um, I don't think that's a very accurate representation of Canadian military. Not at the moment, anyway. I'm sure they train in like cold weather and stuff like that, but they probably don't do a lot of fighting in cold weather right now because like we don't have any fighting in Canada. So
That's true.
it was just funny the like the stereotype, right?
Yeah.
So I'm sure that's the same for like a lot of other operators. Like if you're from like Brazil and you look at like the Brazilian character, you're like, what the fuck is this? Like this is, I don't know. Anyway, so yeah, that was gave this a little bit of thought, and I was gonna like write some stuff down, but I didn't. But anyway, did you come up with any ideas?
So I had a bit of an idea. Um, it's kind of like a trash loadout because I feel like if I was to actually be made into an operator, it would be kind of trash.
I like it.
So
Like they're trying to give you like good like modern technology, but you're just like stuck in your ways. You're like, nah, man,
exactly.
This shit's been working for me for
Like,
years. And
first off, I'd have a riot shield, of course,
oh yeah,
and a crossbow.
I'm really surprised they haven't had any riot shields in Extraction because I think that would maybe they decided
it might
I don't
be.
know. I don't think it would be
overpowered.
too like overpowered or anything.
Just restrict it so that you can't use a weapon.
Yeah,
Even.
you could do that. I thought it was fine with like the pistol.
Oh, exactly.
The way they did it.
I
in
liked
Siege.
it with the pistol. But
I think yeah, they easily could have done that. I guess because there's not like as many ranged enemies, but I don't know. Still, yeah, I don't know. I thought it would have been fine, but
and I'd be a little bit like Capitao with the crossbow. The crossbow would like actually just do damage. It wouldn't have like a special ability or anything. My special ability would be a like instead of having explosives belt as like an item,
yeah,
that would just be my ability.
You just like carry extra.
Yeah.
So your guy's he's just got
like
armed to the gills and he just like carries a bunch of he's like visibly got like artillery belts and shit like that.
And like
and he's just like hunched over because he's just weighed down all the time.
Speed wise, he's like a 4 out of 5 speed, and armor wise, he's like a 2 out of 5. He's not really prepared to be there.
Yeah.
But he's got his riot shield.
Like, well,
he's got his crossbow.
Here I am.
He's ready to be there.
I like it.
Yeah.
I like it. The crossbow's got like a catapult attachment for just launching grenades and explosives and shit.
And I think they should bring back grapple hook. Because obviously, actually, you know what? That would be my ability, is a grapple hook. Because I love a good grapple hook.
That was going to be my ability.
Oh, damn it.
But there was like a whole other... Anyway, what would your character be called? Because they've all got like nicknames. No one refers to each other by like their actual name in the Siege universe.
See, that's where I was having trouble coming up with... I'm not really good with names.
Yeah.
Come out with good names.
Quasimodo. And he's just like hunched and fucked up and like chucks grenades.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just Notre. Like the Hunchback of Notre Dame.
Yeah.
Notre. He's just hunched over with all his gear.
I like it. Yeah. So I think mine would be I don't know why, but where would your guy be from then? Where do you think?
I think I'd keep it Canadian.
Yeah. Cool.
Yeah.
So I don't know why, but I got fixated on a very like pirate style character for me. Okay. I don't know why. I was like, oh, if I'm doing this, like, I'm an outlaw.
Oh, exactly.
I'm a pirate. So, I think he'd have like a ridiculous like pirate hat and have like a beard and shit like that. And I was gonna say my ability was gonna be like a hook hand that you could use as a grapple. You can just like climb shit.
Nice.
And just like grab guys and like scorpion style, like
I like that.
pull them over to you.
That's sweet.
So and then I think in like the pirate theme, like he would probably just like walk around with a cannon.
Nice.
And it would be super impractical.
Like revolver and like a hand cannon.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. It I don't think he would last long, but he'd I don't know.
Get a good old blender bus going.
Yeah, exactly.
Like
a sword. We could get some swords into.
Yeah. I'm kind of surprised they didn't have hand weapons.
Yeah.
Like you have your knife.
Maybe.
But
Yeah. Yeah.
I guess there's also the sledge from Sledgehammer.
Yeah.
Sledgehammer.
That's true. Yeah. Yeah, you can fuck guys up with
You can
that.
stun guys with that.
You can kill guys with
Well,
it.
yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Fucking sledgehammer. Which, like, oddly enough, makes him a pretty practical character.
Yeah.
Run around caving skulls in if you want.
I love just running around busting doors like busting walls open with him.
Yeah, everyone's like trying to sneak around and you're just like, follow me.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I think my character would be like Scurvy McGee or
Scurvy
some shit like that. He'd be from like
he's just looking super sickly.
Be from like Cuba or like the Caribbean or some shit like that.
I like that.
Jamaica.
Nice.
He'd have like a weird mix of like a pirate and Jamaican accent.
I'm not even gonna attempt it.
No, I'm not.
Yeah.
Yeah. I was like, what would that sound like? But
it'd be interesting for sure.
yeah, I like this.
I like it.
Ubisoft, if you're looking for a character,
yeah, we can come
ideas.
up with characters for you.
Yeah.
It's easy.
All right.
All right.
All right.
Let's take a look here.
What's next? Hey.
Ooh, a lot of these we can only do when we have a producer. Probably stop firing them.
Our topics are very producer friendly, related, producer reliant.
Producer reliant.
Yeah.
Isn't that right?
Is it time to talk about the weather yet? We run out of. I want to talk Pokemon.
Sure.
That game's coming out.
Soon. It's already out.
It's out.
It came out on Friday.
Oh shit!
Yeah.
I wasn't even paying attention to that.
I was actually gonna pick it up Friday, and then I forgot to on the way home.
Sweet.
But I've been hearing either really good stuff or people just like.
I know, like expectations were very mixed. Like a lot of people were excited, and then other people were like who asked for this? Like, I don't know. I thought it looked pretty cool.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I'm curious. Kind of wanna. Maybe I gotta watch some like gameplay or some videos.
It seems like a lot of people are saying that it was the next logical evolution for that game. No pun intended. Evolution. I don't even know if that was a pun, but
a pun, I guess. Just maybe. I don't know. What's a pun? What are words?
I don't know. I haven't taken English yet.
But yeah, it did look pretty cool. So like it looks like it's kind of takes place in the past, like an older
Sinnoh before it became Sinnoh.
Oh, cool.
The Hisui region.
Cool.
Yeah.
Cool.
Iron Slipknot says it looks pretty good.
Oh,
Something
damn.
different.
Hey, buddy.
Yeah, it does.
Got the chat on our phones. And I'm not seeing that. So I'm gonna take your word for it. Maybe my chat's not working.
Could be, could not be. But yeah.
Anyway.
Shout out to everybody watching us right now. Thanks for tuning in.
Yeah, so like it's like an older thing, but Pokeballs are still around.
Yeah.
Which is
they redesigned Voltorb. And they announced it because it's actually in Pokemon Go now.
Oh.
Hisuian Voltorb.
Oh, sweet.
It's because Voltorb was made to look like a Pokeball, right?
Yeah. Or were Pokeballs made to look like Voltorb? What came first, the Voltorb or the Pokeball?
That is a question for the ages.
Mm-hmm.
But they I can't remember where I was going with this. They redesigned Voltorb to make him look like an older Pokeball because all the Pokeballs look older now.
Cool.
So it's like
they kind of look like wooden or some shit like that.
Because you have to craft.
But the technology is still there.
They made a crafting system apparently.
Yeah. The outside is made of different material, but it still captures shit. I don't know. Yeah. So I would say like Voltorb came before the Pokeball. Wasn't in one of the movies there was like that young Professor Oak? Because didn't Professor Oak like invent the Pokeball? Wasn't that a thing?
Could be.
I think that was a thing.
Could be. Does someone want to fact check that? Put it in chat.
If only we had a producer. And there's like that movie, and they kind of like went through, like they went back in time a little bit or something like that, or one guy like went forward in time or something. Anyway, there's like this kid, and they like go into a battle, and he's like, "Hey, check out this thing I made," and it's like this old ass like Pokeball prototype kind of thing. And it was like kind of gray, and he had like a knob he had to turn, and then he like throws it, and like a Pokemon comes out, and they're like, "That's a weird looking Pokeball," and he's like, "Yeah, it's like this thing." I mean, and then you realize that like at the end of the movie, that kid was like a young Professor Oak.
Oh,
they like had been sent forward in time, or they were sent back in time, or something like that. So like, and it looked nothing like Voltorb. So I don't know.
Yeah, it's interesting.
Non-canonical.
I'm excited because they have Cyndaquil as a starter.
That's right, yeah. Cyndaquil, the owl, Rowlet. Like Rowlet, and what was the Oshawott?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think so.
Cool. I liked Rowlet. I definitely go with that.
Lindsay Liz said, isn't that in the Celebi show?
Yeah. Movie. Yeah, is that movie? Yeah, that's right. I think Celebi like sent, like I said, I think he sent like the kid forward in time. That's the idea. And I forget what I was saying.
I don't know. But
she interrupted me.
I would agree. The Pokemon lore is falling apart.
The starters. I like any starter that just like starts out as two types.
They were hinting at a new final evolution for the three of them.
Oh, a different. Oh, that's kind of cool.
Because doing like a region based or something. Which that's why I'm like, I want to see like a new
what this like or other Cyndaquil evolution looks like. Yeah. Yeah, that's pretty cool.
Because I think they did a trailer that showed Cyndaquil and Quilava, but they didn't show the final evolutions. They showed like a silhouette, but it didn't look
like Typhlosion.
It had some similarities, but not perfect.
Yeah.
So I'm interested to see what they do with that.
Yeah. Yeah, shit, that's pretty cool. What are your three favorite starters. Pick like obviously like Cyndaquil is your favorite of all time,
Yeah,
right? But then like what's your favorite like water and fire?
Ooh,
Or sorry, water and grass.
water
Cyndaquil's
and
fire.
grass.
Yeah.
Um, water. I'm kinda so like I like the design of like Froakie and Greninja.
Mm,
Um, and as well as like Squirtle through Blastoise is that's just a classic. Like
yeah.
is nice.
Yeah.
But I think I'm gonna have to go with for Alligator actually.
Totodile.
Yeah, Totodile
Yeah.
as the starter. For
Yeah.
Alligator as the final.
Yeah.
And then grass wise, I gotta go Sceptile or Trico.
Yeah. Cool.
Yeah.
Cool.
You?
I would see if I can get the chat to work here.
Lindsay Liz says, which game was it that you could give that one guy a bunch of berries and he'd make you a special Pokeball? That was Gold and Silver Apricorns.
Yeah. I think so. Yeah.
They were, and I believe they reintroduced it in Black and White as well. But yeah, you could give them Apricorns, and that's one of the mechanics that they're reintroducing. Like with the whole crafting system, is Apricorns, I believe, are part of it.
Yeah. Um. Yeah. Yeah, that's cool. My favorite starters are definitely Totodile as well. Um, like I think he's my favorite starter of all time. Johto was a good region. I just like Johto, Cyndaquil, Chikorita, um, um, uh, Cyndaquil. What was I? I blanked hard there for a second. I think I had a stroke. Do you smell toast?
I can't smell.
I think they don't know that.
Oh yeah, I can't smell.
I know. What's her screen name there? Like I know who it is. I was gonna say her screen name and not her real name. And
Liz.
Lizzie Liz. Lindsay Liz. Gotcha. Lindsay Liz. I know who you are. I think her favorite of all time is Chikorita. You can correct me if I'm wrong. I apologize. But no. I think grass. I would go with Bulbasaur. Because like I said, I like any starter that. Rowlet was pretty cool too. I thought like a ghost starter was pretty sweet. Oh no, sorry, that was his later. He was grass and flying, and then I think his last evolution was ghost and grass.
Yeah,
I think. Anyway, any kind of starter that has like two types, is kind of just like advantageous to me. And Bulbasaur, especially being poison. First of all, like you had the first two gyms done easy, because like you were good against rock and water.
Yeah.
So that was pretty sweet. I like Charmander's awesome, but it's kind of the game can kind of be a chore if you start out with Charmander. You got to get some good Pokemon on the way. And like the first gym, you really only have an opportunity to catch like Rattata, Pidgey.
Yeah.
Which aren't gonna do good against rock.
The best thing.
Maybe you might have like a Butterfree by that point, or is that?
Yeah, you can
after. Yeah. Anyway.
That's how I always played the first one was get the Butterfree to level 10 or get the Caterpie to level 10. Get a Butterfree.
You can evolve them very quickly. Yeah.
With it and Sleep Powder and then Sleep Powder Confusion.
But anyway, with Bulbasaur, like you can get the like Stun Spore, Poison Spore or whatever. Poison Powder, thank you. And Sleep Powder, and so like not only is he good against the first few gyms, but he's good for catching Pokemon early on too.
Nice.
But And then fire, I think I would go with Chimchar. Pretty
Chimchar
dope.
is pretty sweet.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I like Chimchar.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I like type advantage wise, Typhlosion isn't the way to go. If I was going type advantage, I'd probably go with Blaziken for fire. To
Yeah.
like just for like actual like battle wise, but like just
The fire and the
favorite in
fighting,
general.
yeah. It's a good.
Well, fire and fighting, that's all they ever do. They have fire and
There's
flying.
been 3 starters, I think, that end up fire and fighting
Yeah.
in their like later evolutions.
Yeah. You got Blaziken, you got
Infernape,
and you got
that
Embor.
Embor, yeah.
Which was just garbage. I hated being a fire fan for that generation.
Yeah. Oh, wait, what was the cat too? Or is he fire and dark?
Oh,
he's-
Incineroar.
Yeah.
I believe he was fire. No, I think he was fire and fighting.
Cuz he's kind of like a
software
wrestler.
yeah.
Yeah. He's in like Smash, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, so yeah, like Blaziken was cool, right? That was like a good combo. And then like they did Infernape again. And like I said, I really like Chimchar. But then after that, like I kind of don't like going with fire starters anymore because I feel like they've just been, I don't know. Everyone likes the fire starters too. It's not original, but and then the interesting thing with Johto I found too is Kanto was a little bit different, but like after Johto, I think pretty much every game like your starter Pokemon, usually by your second evolution, but like if not by the second, the third one, they usually end up like 2 types, right? Being like dual type. And in Kanto, that was the case with like Bulbasaur started out like grass and poison, and he like remained that. Charmander started out just fire, and then Charmeleon, but then Charizard was like fire and flying. But then Squirtle to Blastoise was just strictly water.
Yeah.
But then in like the Johto starters, Totodile, Cyndaquil, and Chikorita, they all remain just one type, I believe, right? Like,
and it was to make the game harder, I believe.
Yeah. And that was okay. I thought I was like,
oh, totally.
Yeah, that's fine. But I like it being like one or the other. Like, I feel like Kanto is like as cool as Squirtle is. Blastoise isn't bad, but like he's still only just water, right? And then, like I said, like Bulbasaur is a very advantageous start, and then like Charmander's kind of tough at the start, but then like Charizard kind of pays off later. So anyway, but yeah, Johto was just they're all pretty balanced, I found.
Oh, totally.
So, but, yeah.
And Johto was nice because every time they've released Johto, you get 2 games in one. You get Johto and Kanto.
Yeah, usually like your end game, right? Like you go through the Johto League and then you like go back to Kanto.
Yeah. And that it's been like that for the original and for the remake. And there's rumors that they're making a Pokemon Let's Go. You know how they did Let's Go Pikachu and
Eevee, yeah.
And it was Kanto remake. There's rumors that they're doing a Let's Go Johto.
What do you think the 2 Pokemon would be? Wonder if maybe Pichu
and
start out with a Pichu.
For some reason, I want to say Cleffa, but it's not going to be Cleffa.
Yeah, that'd be interesting.
But Cleffa, I want to say Cleffa because it was one of the baby Pichu and Togepi.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that could make sense. Yeah.
Because Togepi was introduced Gen 2.
Even though, like in the show, like Misty had Togepi, right?
Yeah.
They usually did that in the show, right? Like they would have like a movie or something like that. They would like introduce a Pokemon from the next.
That's what they still do.
Generation. Yeah. And you're like, oh, dude, that's wild. Like, I've never seen that Pokemon before. And then like the next game comes out, and you're like, oh, cool. Like that's like, um, like Lucario. Like that movie came out, right? And like he was from the Sinnoh region, but it was like in the Hoenn, like in the movies, Ash was in the Hoenn region, I believe, right? Yeah, I'd have to double check that, but
because they would finish like the like Hoenn series with a movie,
yeah,
to introduce
and have
Pokemon.
like a completely new Pokemon,
and
then he's like in the games.
It was kind of like the big thing.
Any other stuff in the chat there?
Iron Slipknot says would love a Let's Go for Gold and Silver.
Would what?
He would love a Let's Go Pokemon for.
I loved Gold and Silver. I loved in the remake having the Pokemon follow you around, whoever you had like at the start of your party, and then in later games they've done that a bit, right? Yeah. And I love it. I hope they never not do that. Anytime they have a game where they like
Pokemon Diamond, Shining.
Yeah.
Shining Diamond.
Yeah, it's awesome. And then I love doing like wild stuff. Like you have Snorlax, and he's got to just like drag his fat ass around. You're like ripping around, and he's just
slow as hell
and shit like that, right? You've got like Gyarados just like
flying through the air.
Yeah, just these massive Pokemon following you around, and I think it's hilarious.
Yeah, no, it was a cool.
Yeah, and you even was in Let's Go. It's been a while since I played that, but like you had your guy follow you around, right? Like Pikachu or Eevee, because it was kind of like Pokemon Gold, not Gold, Yellow. But then couldn't you have like a second guy follow you around too, like another guy in your party? You could like have him out of the Pokeball.
What it was like,
or was that something else?
Pikachu and Eevee. Pikachu like rode on your shoulder.
Oh, and then I think you could also have a Pokemon follow you around.
That's what it was.
And I was like, dude, I just want like all 6 of my Pokemon just like following me around like a posse. Like Team Rocket rolls up to like steal, like rob you, and your gang of Pokemon is just like nope, and just like throws down.
Oh, totally.
Yeah. You're not going to mess with a dude that's just got like a Charizard and a fucking Hitmonchan and Machamp and shit like that following you around, right?
Oh, exactly.
So I wish you could just like have all 6 of your in the chat. What are your favorite starters?
Lindsay Liz says I loved having legendary Pokemon just hanging out with you all the time.
Yeah, and just like imagine the reaction of like the people. Like you've just got Lugia like rolling around with you, and they're like, "What the fuck?"
It's Mew, like
yeah. What is
Yeah.
that? You're just like, yeah, no big deal.
And she also said it's just like always bragging about how good of a trainer you are.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, look at this dope ass Pokemon. If I had Pokemon in the real world, like I would, aside from like transportation, I would never have them in Pokeballs because I just want them like around chilling with me, right? I love like there's some really cool like bigger Pokemon, and like I would have like 1 or 2, but I would have a lot of just like small, like I would have like 4 or 5 Pokemon just hanging off me, right? Just like riding around on me like Pikachu. But like an excessive amount of them, and then I'd have back problems.
Exactly.
But
and then you just get the bigger one to carry you. Yeah.
See, I think you would have a few to kind of help transport you around, kind of like the like hidden moves in the games, right? Like you would have a Pokemon that knows like surf and fly and stuff like that, right?
Yeah.
To make transportation a lot easier. What let me ask you this then, like we talked about like starters. What would your ideal like Pokemon party be? Like kind of your top 6 Pokemon, or maybe not necessarily even your favorites, but just like what would you, a nice balanced team where the 6 Pokemon in, you know, all the Pokemon out there, what do you think you would have with you?
You know what? How about we we come back to that next week.
Next week.
Yeah,
It's too good of a topic. We can't just
rush through it.
Burn through that now.
Yeah.
That's right.
Because we are actually at our time.
We did good.
Yeah. Considering we were about to talk about weather for halfway through, and then we found a topic and we just rolled with it.
Yep.
And we'll continue it on into next week. Heck yeah. It's almost like we're pros at this.
That's good. Yeah. It's nice when we end with like a topic for next week, because then that's way less pressure. Like I rolled in today and I'm like, what are we going to talk about?
Oh, exactly.
I don't know what to do.
Yeah. But yeah, toss into the YouTube comments down below what your top team would be, and we'll look over them for next week. Make sure to hit subscribe and like the podcast down below so you can see more episodes. And we're live on Twitch every Monday, 10:30 a.m. Mountain Standard Time.
Around there, yeah.
And yeah, I don't know. We still haven't figured out a sign off.
Peace. Just cut it.